Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. And today I'm channeling a message from the Queen of the Fae, or the Mother of Fairies, and the nature spirit realm, bringing in messages that can help you rekindle and repair the relationship between your inner mother and your inner child as well. And this is a theme that has been popping up, I feel, a lot in the collective and a lot in my readings as well. At least recently, there has been this need to heal something that was lost within ourselves a long time ago, whether that's a personal identity, a right to a skill or a trade, or just anything that makes us unique and whole as a person and within society as well, adding to it and connecting with others. So, the Queen of the Fae, or the Mother of Fairies, is coming through to you with a very special message. And this is a timeless general reading, and this is reaching you in divine timing when you need it most. Whatever you're doing in life, you're going about it possibly in the wrong way, but with the right intentions. And while you might be having a hard time, I feel the Fae are really coming through to help rebuild that relationship you might have with your youth, your inner child, the connection with the world. And when we talk about the Fae, how it's been depicted to me is that basically Earth's or nature spirits are to the planet like what different elements, different channels are in our own body. It is almost like the magic flow, mana, chi, whatever you want to call it, that when the chakras of the earth are in alignment, the energy we feel around us is as well. The nature spirits are elements of the body of the earth, the planet we live on. And masculine and feminine energies exist within that space as well, with the fairy domain. So given that gift of communication between them and us, we can rebuild and reconstruct our relationship between the collective as human beings and the planet itself, which is going to aid humanity in a very good way because it's been severely misguided, taken advantage of how we connect to the planet, because we, in a weird way, see ourselves separate from it. But then we see ourselves separate from others, and that is not a very healthy way to see it, because then we separate our own inner masculine and feminine energies. We compartmentalize, we black and white our own selves when we are living in a spectrum, in a full rainbow. You are all the colors of the rainbow existing inside of you simultaneously, whatever colors you admit more, whatever colors you align with, it doesn't matter. We have all of that, and we must reincorporate that. The Queen of the Fae is saying to you, we must rekindle the relationship between the mother and the child. And so that's sort of what we are doing here today. And if this resonates for you, this is definitely your reading. So I am going to be looking at these two cards as being what is either in alignment or needs to be in alignment with the mother. This is more the mother side of the reading, and this is going to be the inner child side of the reading. And I'm just going to kind of bring in what messages come through a little bit more flowy. There's a nurturing, powerful energy that comes with the Fae, but this mother is very much the clean, divine feminine. It feels like an old grandmother in the woods, just a very old, like I'm hearing sage. She is wise, and she is the matriarch of the family. She is concerned, or deals with matters concerning an entire family line. She is here and equipped with the knowledge to help you. And as I'm channeling her and flowing with this energy, it feels like being at home with a grandparent who is very calm and nurturing. You can finally rest there. There's an equal give and take. There's just a love. That's what I'm feeling. It's love. She loves everything and everyone. Every single aspect that falls under her domain is loved. Like every single creature in the forest, the beetles, everything beneath the soil, the worms, like nothing is too big and nothing's too small, and equally loved and important to the ecosystem. You are important to this planet and the civilization's ecosystem, no matter how small or overlooked you feel. And you might feel like you are overworked, but that is really kind of the plan that is going against nature at this point. We do not deserve to be overworked and underpaid for our time and energy, because that is also depleting the resources of this planet. The time and energy is being wasted. The planet is wasting away. How do we reconnect? Well, we find a place of love within ourselves, and then we end up loving each other, because you cannot look to another with hate if you have nothing but love for yourself. Like, there's no in between. And you cannot fill the gap of love in yourself with another person. It has to be you. And so these are some of the clearer messages coming through. If any of you are witches or kitchen witches or align with any sort of practitioner, the herb or seasoning thyme came up in regards to healing magic, as well as protection over you and how you nurture yourself as well. Whether you identify as a witch or a kitchen witch or a spellcaster, the need to the dealing with the herb time, but also taking time, because it does heal wounds. And in a very weird way, the herb time does have, I believe, don't quote me on this, you'll have to look it up yourself, antiseptic, antibiotic properties, or at least antibiotic, possibly. But it really is traditionally used as a way to ward off evil and protect the magical body, the spiritual body, the flow. You know, put a sprig of sage under your pillow and it will help you, ward off bad dreams. That kind of thing. So that herb might be special or specific, or if you might want to start looking into it. If you are a tea drinker and you do make tea, like having certain herbal teas, not to mask the symptoms, but to make it easier for you to decide which part you want to choose when it comes to nurturing your child inner feminine energy. Do you choose to identify with yourself? Whether you identify as male or female is irrelevant. Do you choose to identify as yourself and your soul? Or do you choose to conform to and mask yourself in the presence of others? If you are in a social setting, are you a chameleon? Or are you the beautiful being that you are? Are you a chameleon? Or are you a rainbow lizard? Are you a dragonfly? What are you? Who do you define yourself as? Because if you're in a social group and they do not accept you as an individual, if you're fully enmeshed in them and they do not identify as anything other than just one group think mindset, that's not good. Your identity should not be wrapped up in someone else, and you shouldn't lose it for the sake of another. If you're in a relationship right now and you're having a hard time, or if you're going through a breakup, you might be feeling like you lost a part of yourself to this person, and you may have. Because in order to make the relationship work, you had to lose yourself. You had to sacrifice you. But every single relationship that is worth having, the only thing that you are required to sacrifice is your time and energy, never your soul and never your identity. Remember that. If you walk away from a group of people because you decided to be you, they were not your people. They did not deserve your time and energy, and they don't deserve the mask you were wearing. They didn't deserve the real you, and they can't have it anymore. The Mother of the Fae say they no longer require access to live their lives, and neither do you. You don't need to give everybody else permission. You don't need anybody's approval. but the mask you were wearing made you feel safe because you needed to feel like you belong somewhere. So don't blame yourself for the part of you that needed to wear that mask, because that part of you wanted to love people. Remember that as well. I saw an image when I was meditating of a head of lettuce or cabbage, and then I saw a rabbit. And what she was saying in regards to that is, if you are a rabbit and you're surrounded by people who are bigger than you, are you going to eat the diet of a lion when you are a rabbit who needs to eat lettuce? And now that is not a literal thing. Like it's not like, oh, if you're surrounded by people who, like, let's say if you're vegan and you're surrounded by people who eat meat, do you sacrifice? No, you don't. Because first of all, that's not just a personal choice. There could be a lot of health reasons you need to, and it might be healthier for you and your body. You could be a rabbit surrounded by people who need to eat other things. Do you need to conform to those people, or can you still be a rabbit? Right? And that makes a difference. Like, if you're a rabbit, can you be friends with a cat? Like, they're not going to eat the same diet, but they probably still love you. Cats and rabbits, cats and dogs, they can be friends. They're probably not going to have the same things or interests. They have their own language, but they can share a space with each other and love each other as they are. It is possible. But you do not ever have to give a part of yourself away or sacrifice who you are just so that you can belong with a group of people. Because you can be with people who are wildly different from you, but if they do not love you and accept you for who you are, don't you dare sacrifice the part of yourself that makes you you. That I need to hammer that in, because the mother of the Fae is like, you got to learn this. You know, I'm also hearing the phrase wise mind. So be very careful also with who you give your emotions to and your emotional identity as well. Because if you're an introvert and an empath and you're aligning with people who are more extroverted, it's okay to put yourself out there, but it's also okay to set boundaries. But if you're around people who demand free access to your time and energy and shame you for the part of you that needs to take space and calls you a loner and calls you, well, you shouldn't be doing this, like, you're not an empath, like, get over yourself, come out, like, you're boring, nobody wants this, like, that's not you. And some of you might be dealing with that. Like, set boundaries. People who care about you are going to want you to be comfortable, and they're going to accept you. You don't need to be like your friends, but your friends need to like you for who you are. And that's how you know who your people are. And if you're looking for a relationship or you're in a relationship, that's how you know that you're the perfect couple. You just love each other. That's what binds it together. You're two different colors coming together, but separately. You're the same. Okay, this is the analogy that was given to me. Separately, you're green and you're, what is that? Green and you're yellow. But together you make orange. However, just because you blend together, just because you complement each other when you come together, that doesn't mean you are just that. Apart, you are your own individual selves with a spectrum and a range. Together, you blend and you make something beautiful. And you kind of have to approach every relationship like that from now on. And that's the biggest way to rekindle that relationship. So let's kind of get into it. Yeah, no, mama bird, honey, you gotta rest. You gotta chill. Chill, fam. Everything's gonna be okay. Because I just saw an image of a mother hen, mother goose. Like, I'm seeing an image of the mother of the Fae is like, get under my wing. Okay, they were saying it in a slightly more crass way. Like, get in, bitch, we're going resting. Like, it was kind of like tongue in cheek, like, like, that's funny. So she was like, okay, that's the other thing. Rekindle the inner child. Like, come on, we're gonna go rest. Get in the chopper. Maybe you just need to revisit some old movies you like growing up. You just need to laugh, girls, guys, everybody out there. Y'all need to laugh. My non-binary dinosaurs, you gotta laugh. You gotta be Barney. I love you. Give a great big hug. Kiss from me to you. You gotta be that. You gotta be that. You got to be out there in the world, slow and flowing. Like, that's the energy I'm getting from her. I'm getting this slow moving, like, flow. And now, don't mind me, I'm having a little bit of a hard time today, so my phone is a little bit shaking, and that's okay. I'm okay. I'm actually picking up on this very serene energy, and I really pray it surrounds you. It's very much right now, I'm feeling this purpley flow. The colors actually that are surrounding this reading are pink, orange, yellow, and green, and a lot of very pastel flowery colors. If that's been coming up for you, some of you, I'm seeing a dress that is that color, and you've been feeling that. And if you feel serene now too, maybe you're drinking. I'm also seeing like pineapple purple tea. Wow. Oh yeah, because I got uh the color lavender as well. So lavender, hibiscus, pink roses also, rekindling that motherly energy when it comes to love, because that's sort of the color of unconditional love, I believe, with roses. I'm feeling like I literally feel like there's this love between a mother and a daughter, and it really is a feminine aspect. It doesn't have to be that. It can be a mother and a son, whatever you identify as, but it feels like there's this need to rest and concentrate on taking care of you. I now feel like so peaceful and serene right now. I feel like I'm out in the sunshine, relaxing on a blanket and just looking up at the sky and looking at clouds. Like, no spell casting, no mediumship, just me and the earth and this beautiful, beautiful, bright golden light that is cast upon everything. The grass is so green. And I'm just seeing her, this beautiful Fae woman who was just there with me, and say, look at the clouds. Look at the clouds. When you were a child, did you go out and you just laid on the ground, you look up at the sky, and you look up at the moon and the stars? You had no agenda. You had nowhere to go. It was just you. You had nothing but time. You had the world. You had your life. Cherish it. Cherish the moon. Cherish the stars. Cherish this planet. She loves you. She's calling out to you. Reach for it. She wants to heal your soul. This is what you need to embody. This is what you are going to embody if you welcome her in. I also received the phrase, all that glitters is not gold. All that is new and shiny and might seem true to you might not be good for you. And we're looking at the Cinderella effect, the Prince Charming effect of, this person is going to save me from either past relationships, past wounds, past trauma, or just something in myself I don't really want to admit, or just being lonely, being alone. This idea of lack. Another person is not going to save you or give you peace of mind. You're going to take that with you wherever you go. As long as it exists inside of you, it's going to follow you. But if you find peace and clarity in the here and now, if you surrender, if you are here and present, find a way to make that love your own. Remove the shadow part of you that thinks you exist only to please and to manifest another, rather than manifesting yourself and your destiny. A couple of songs that actually came up in connection to this, because the Fae like to reach out to me in my readings through music, as well as colors, candle magic, flowers. Spiritually, they align with the frequency of music. The song Dream On by Aerosmyth actually did come to me in a dream. I was being reached out from the from the void by this fairy queen, because she really did want me to come through to say this. This is something that is needed for a lot of you out there. But the line, dream until the dream comes true. What you have is here and now. And you sing for the here and now, no matter how painful it might be, but you understand it could also be beautiful. Here and now is beautiful. It's a gift. You are the dreamer who's dreaming creation into being. It could be anything you want. Don't turn it into a nightmare. Don't self-sabotage. Because the song No Air also came up, which is kind of feeling a little bit like a almost trauma bonded response relationship. Like, I need someone to feel like I can breathe. But what you really need is you and your connection to your inner mother. Yes, it is true. We need community. We require connection. But rekindle that connection within you and the souls around you who give you warmth and make you feel this, like you can rest in their arms. You can rest in the light of day. Rest on the earth. Ground yourself. Talk to a tree. Drink some tea. Be outside in nature. Talk to a dragonfly. Talk to a butterfly. Talk to a flower. Talk to a stranger who sees your gift, the gift that is you enjoying the reality you share with them. That is the gift you have, and it's beautiful. We're not as alone as we think we are. We are as alone as we make ourselves out to be. Because the moment you look outside, you realize there are trees, there are grass. And if you don't live in a place where there is a spiritual currency and current. It is in the air. The spirit is everywhere and in all of us. There's not a place in this world that exists that doesn't hold some sort of frequency or connection with the spirit of this planet. Reach out to her, even in the sky and the stars. Wherever you are, you see her and she is in you. Remember that you are never alone. God sees you too. Remember that too. And the other song that came up that might have to do with something that needs to be cleared is Just Like a Pill by Pink. And it really was like, what the message of all that glitters is not gold. What might seem like a cure or a fix might be just a placebo. It's something to get you to the next part of your day, but it's not there to sustain you. And it is something that maybe you thought would help or someone else told you would help, because we see that a lot when we're talking about relationships with others. You will feel happy if you make this connection and do this, but also we see that in media, Okay, she said in the garbage they sell you, basically everything that you do not need and you do not require to live your happiest, fullest life is garbage to you. And it doesn't mean that the material things in our life are garbage or a relationship is garbage. Is what is not meant for you is garbage. Is a rabbit going to go out there and eat a deer or gazelle? No, that is garbage. That rabbit will not live. Like, don't be that, because that's kind of the equivalent. What are you doing when you are going out there and getting something you don't want because someone convinced you needed it to survive, and that's not your fault, and that's not their fault either. Just get yourself out of that echo chamber and sit with you and the Fae and say, what is it I need? You get to choose, by the way, what makes you happy. So what does I'm seeing, well, okay, so fours are coming up. Very clearly the need to rebuild a foundation, rekindle that connection with your sense of self, the root chakra, definitely back to basics, back to form. Is that a song by Beyonce, Formation? I'm going to have to look it up. I'll write all these songs in the description because they're definitely coming up for a reason. And yeah, something about formation. Back to form, back to formation. Because the Beyonce song Countdown is coming up. There is just this need to rekindle sense of self if you are working with the Fae to heal, because this is a message mostly of healing, but I do think there's a lot of relationship healing that is being done or needs to be done. Whether you are manifesting love or not, I do feel genuinely most of you are manifesting a better sense of self. This feels more like self-care, but you are being put in alignment with people who can help you, or at least reshaping the way you see relationships and how you fit into them, right? Because I'm also getting shown the 100-Acre Woods, Winnie the Pooh, Christopher Robin, and his friends, like, yeah, Rabbit, and the kangaroo and Eeyore. It's like they're all friends and getting along together. Oh, and Piglet and Tigger, yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of like it. It's like, how do you picture love when it comes to relationships with your friends, neighbors, and family as well? And doesn't have to be romantic. It's like this childlike connection. When you were a child, like, did you judge the friends you made, or did you just go out there and it's like, oh, there's just someone I can play with? Everyone was a potential friend. When we're children, literally everyone, nothing is off limits. Our backyard is 100-acre woods. Like, we are making friends with all these creatures and no one is telling us no, and we don't define ourselves by them. We don't tell them what is right and wrong. At that point, we probably haven't learned what is right or wrong because that hasn't been integrated or even put into us. We are just out there, and the world is our playground, and our imaginations are just like unlimited. Like, creativity, ingenuity, like innovation comes from and stems from that childlike sense of wonder and what can be, because nothing is off limits. And I'm the director, rest in peace, we love you, David Lynch is coming up because he had that mindset. Nothing is off limits. Everything and anything can be real, and you can see it, and it can be true in a very weird way. um, so there really is this need to have that balance, to restore that, to nurture yourself, and understand that you can be whatever you want. You can have whatever connection you want. You can manifest anything you want into reality. And this is more so a message of how do you heal yourself and create the best pathway to your manifestation, to dreaming your life. Dream until the dream comes true is also a message of not giving up hope, not giving up on what you truly want and desire, no matter what obstacles lay before you. Sometimes you have to find a slightly different way to get what you want or what you desire to dream. As long as the dream is authentic to you and what you truly want, it will be so. You might have a few twists and turns or delays. It might not be the same outcome, but the way you get there and how you do it is yours. No one can take that from you. And rejection is God's protection. Maybe there is a slightly different way, and maybe you might not want it if you get to a point where you heal yourself. But you were always given an option to choose. Do you still want to go down this path? Or do you want to just try something different? And it's not to punish you, it's to to say, hey, you can change your mind. It's not going to hurt you, and you haven't wasted your time getting to this point. How do you reframe that fork in the road moment of, do I still want to do this? Because you're retraining yourself and your inner child to know that I can do this and have whatever I want. I've healed enough to know that, maybe I can do something better. I can achieve bigger. I'm just going to let my heart choose and not be ashamed, and not to think that this time was wasted. I had a good time and I am going to continue, or I'm going to think of something new. And then you kind of let go and move on. But if you consistently want something, you keep pursuing it. Even if it seems like there are blockages, there aren't. Those are parts of you that might be denying yourself access to that you don't know about. And God wants you to recognize within you. And it's not to punish you. It's in order to maintain this dream, what needs to be slightly tweaked within your energy. And the inner child is coming in to help you with that. There's a sense of restoring balance with how you pursue this when you're dealing with others as well. This feels like co-manifestation. Playing on the playground with others, this playground of life, because channeling messages from the divine is just as much of a dance between all parts of nature, an act of intertwining, intercepting, receiving, and putting back out, as anything in the world. Channeling is in your nature, because as long as you are out there creating and walking amongst the world, you are dancing in co-creation. You're dancing with her. You are the artist who goes out there and dreams. You don't need a paintbrush. You don't need a bucket. You don't need a budget. You don't need a script. You don't need a degree. You need 2 feet, a heart, and a soul, and the passion to move forward. You don't need a fancy art degree. You just need love. Okay. And then that's funny. I got the song, that's the power of, don't need money, don't need fame. Okay. Don't need a credit card to ride this train. It's just the power of love. That's it. That's what you have. That is a gift. That is a tool. And that's the message. You are a channeler. You go out there and you make the world magical. The mother of the Fae loves you and appreciates you for the love that you have within and the love you have to give. Because you could potentially have this mother hen energy. It's just about retraining and refraining how much you give of it, and you're not sacrificing yourself. Like I said before, if you truly wish to exist in a relationship with another, it does not require you to sacrifice anything but just a little bit of your time and energy. It will never ask you to sacrifice you. You are who you choose to be. Whoever chooses you is going to accept that. Like if you're on a team, you might even like video games. Like I was taken to Pokemon. If you're on a team and you're building the team to go against, what is it? I heard Fantastic Four, but I know that's not it. Well, Victory Road. If you're going Fantastic Four, okay. That's not Pokemon. If you're getting ready to channel like the elites and you have your dream team, it's like they're not gonna be the same Pokemon. Unless you have a very specific type of team build. You're not gonna take the same thing. It's not gonna be all right. Okay. Gosh, she likes to make me laugh. Okay. So I just got an image of just a team with all Pikachus. And I'm like, that's not gonna, you're not gonna win that. You could try. That would be a challenge. But wouldn't it be easier to be like, I want to take this one. I want to take this Raichu. I want to, take this Salamence. I want to, why can't I think of Pokemon? Wow. Yeah, okay. The ones who are right for you will not be able to resist you. They're going to like that you compliment them and you add to their family. They're gonna like you're not the same type. You're not the same Pokemon. Of course not. To make a family and a team, you need all sorts. Like to make an ecosystem, right? Like what if the world was just all trees? That would be. I'm not even gonna go there. It probably would be very bad if you like, oh my gosh. Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing. I just got the giggles for a moment. Like she's tickling my funny bone. This is what you need to reorganize. You can go into your closet and kind of figure out what you want to hold on to from your childhood, from your past. What do you take with you? What did you like? You know? Create a bucket list even. What didn't you get to do as a child? What do you want to do now that you have an adult money, an adult bank account, and family and friends who support you, and people out there are not going to tell you like they told your childhood self, no, you can't do that, even though you knew you could and now you can. You just choose to do that. What do you choose to take with you? You're clearing out clutter from the closet. I heard cottage. Some of you might be like into cottage core or like the idea of cottage fairies. Like, oh, if any of you have been gardening, like making a fairy house or fairy garden, or you can even make an altar to the fae in your own home. Because I was shown like this lawn ornament, like a gnome house or like a porcelain like fairy house. Like you can make a space for them. Like they're just like ethereal beings, but it's like it's good to have that, like a space for you to just be and communicate. It's a tool that you can use to just create that bridge. And it's sort of like if you go out and you start feeding like blue jays or crows, they're going to recognize you and they're going to be like, this is a safe person and I like them. And then you don't have to keep feeding them. They might even bring you little gifts because they see you as kind of a part of their soul as well. You're a friend. You don't look like them. You don't do the same things as them. You don't fly like them, but you're their friend. You can create that connection with anything in this world, in this universe. It's just about the time and energy. You don't have to be a fairy to make friends with fairy. The only sacrifice you have to make is your time and energy. But love is never a sacrifice. Love is always worth it. Love is the thing that binds us all together. And remember that because it's going to bind you together. Work with yourself. Work with the Fae. Work with your mother. Work with your inner mother. Might need to reparent yourself. What would you imagine the perfect mother to be? Like, not Mother Gothel. I just heard someone say Mother Gothel, and it's like, no, honey, no, no. What? No. That's from Tangled, which is Rapunzel. It's like, no, 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 no. And you're not waiting for a Flynn Rider to save you, by the way. Like, don't be the girl stuck in the tower. Be the kid in the candy shop who's just having fun. Choose your flavor. What do you want in this life? That is you right now. Queen, you're not a princess in the tower. You're in your own domain. The people who truly love you are going to see that and commit themselves to you. Wherever you are in this world, you are loved. No one can overthrow your throne. Be at peace. Be one with yourself and the energy that surrounds you, because the divine is always going to have our back. And Spirit loves you. The Mother of the Fae loves you. These are the messages she has for you today. And I pray this has really helped you. I pray that this is going to give you some peace and comfort moving forward in your life. And I wish the best for you on this healing journey. Thank you so much.